It's been said the human spirit is the strongest force there is. You're about to meet a woman who had it all. Beauty, dreams, a bright future, all suddenly changed in a terrible turn of luck. Then the miraculous surgery that would redefine her, even giving her a new dream. Now ABC's John Donovan with the story of one remarkable woman pushing the limits.
Lindsay Ess, a woman in her early 30s, is a newbie to CrossFit, a competitive sport that tests endurance and strength. With the notable thing being that in CrossFit, teams that have space for athletes who look like this and like this also include athletes who have experienced severe injuries and even lost limbs, like Lindsay. But here's the thing about her that you might not be able to see. It's not just her legs that are, so to speak, borrowed. What's not obvious to the naked eye is that her hands, too, are a gift from someone else, a gift she had not yet received when we first met her 6 years ago.
Should I call Randy then?
When this and this were part of her reality.
The most common questions I get are, how do you type and how do you text so fast? It's just like chicken pecking.
It was only when she was in her mid-20s that Lindsay lost both her legs and both her arms. Before that, growing up, she was always one of the pretty girls. She even did some modeling. As a 24-year-old fresh out of Virginia Commonwealth University, Lindsay had her eyes on a career producing fashion shows.
You were on your way.
Yes, I would say that was my dreams as far as being an excellent student and well respected were definitely coming true.
But then she got sick. A blockage in her small intestine from Crohn's disease. Surgery followed, and something went wrong. An infection that took over and shut down her entire body. To save her life, doctors had to put her in a medically induced coma. When she came out of it a month later, still in a haze.
I knew that there was something wrong with my hands and my feet because I would look down and I would see black, almost like a body that had decomposed.
The infection had turned her extremities into dead tissue.
There was a period of time where they didn't tell me they had to amputate, but somebody from the staff said, "Oh, honey, you know what they're going to do to your hands, right?" That was when I knew.
Overnight, she found herself profoundly disabled.
You don't have your hands now.
Or my feet.
Or your feet. What are the challenges?
The challenges are independence and lack of control.
Getting her prosthetic legs on always required help from her mom, Judith, who basically had moved back into her daughter's life, back to the kind of care that would have been their connection 20 years earlier.
How much do you want them cuffed up?
Lindsay had discovered a lot of things about herself, that she did better emotionally by not focusing on the life that was gone, that she hates needing so much help.
Can't wait to brush my own hair. I'm such an independent person. But then again, I'm also grateful that I have a mother like that because, what would I do?
I want her to be able to, touch me just the way that I touch her.
She also learned that while she could adjust to the prosthetic legs, the prosthetic arms were just too heavy.
These prosthetics are shit. I can't do anything with them. You can't do anything behind your head. They're heavy. They're made for men. They are claws. They're not feminine whatsoever.
Besides, she realized so much of our independence, our identity even, is in our hands.
I've accepted the fact that my feet are gone. That's acceptable to me. My hands is not. It's still not. In my dreams, I always have my hands.
Let's hold you right there, please.
Then she learned that doctors had just begun to have success transplanting hands.
Hello, Lindsay. Hi, good to see you again.
In December 2009, Lindsay had just begun meeting with Dr. Scott Levin, a transplant specialist who was willing to try the still rare procedure of giving Lindsay new hands, real ones, from a donor.
Will I be able to go behind my...
Sure.
And do things?
Yeah, hopefully you'll be doing your hair.
I wanted to try to get this other knee up.
Lindsay worked out diligently, all part of the commitment she made to qualify for the transplant. Have you fallen?
Yeah, I fall. You have to fall and you have to go through pain in order to achieve other things,
She is just so tough in these moments, working her body like this. But back in her apartment, she talks about her body again and what she sees now in a different way.
People used to turn and look at me when I walked down the street because of how beautiful I was. Now they turn and look at me because I'm in a wheelchair and I have no hands and feet. I'm a little micromanaging, so it's okay.
And what that has told her?
What does it matter what my hair looks like? You know, what does it matter what I'm wearing so much?
But hands, they matter, not just as much as before, more.
I try to defy what everybody else says is impossible. They said I wasn't going to live, right? I lived. They said I wasn't going to walk. I'm going to walk. They said I won't have my hands. I'm going to have my hands.
4 months later, April 2011, I pay a visit on Dr. Scott Levin at the University of Pennsylvania, who talked about how complex a surgery Lindsay had signed on for.
You have normal sensation here? Mm-hmm.
The hookup of the new hand is relying on her nerves growing into the new muscles from the donor. The nerves have to grow into those muscles, which takes months, can take a year.
So she may or may not get truly functioning hands back.
We tell patients, we can fail you. The operation can fail.
What's failure?
Failure means the part doesn't survive and we have to re-amputate the transplant. That's failure.
The preferred donor would be female, with hands of the right size and a skin color that matched. And part of the wait now was for those body parts to become available. That was, of everything we discussed, the part Lindsay found most difficult about this unnamed donor that everyone was waiting for.
I hate thinking about that.
Why?
Because I just don't. Yeah, somebody out there right now is alive.
You hate thinking about it because it means that that person would have to die.
Mm-hmm. I think that whomever the hands will be carried out with purpose. They're not just going to be used to look pretty.
September 2011.
My spirits are pretty good. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
After 4 years without hands or feet and a month on the waiting list, it has finally happened. Someone, somewhere, has died, and her hands are being delivered to Dr. Levin, who has also now phoned Lindsay, telling her to get from Richmond to Philadelphia immediately.
When the phone rang, what did he say?
There's a donor ready for you. And I think my mom and I's both jaws dropped.
Speed was critical. The surgery had to start within just hours. Lindsay and her mom also took a moment to pause.
Our first thing that we did was we prayed for the family who lost their young daughter.
And then it begins.
Bye, Lou.
When we come back, Lindsay's long journey from hospital bed to CrossFit and her attempt to lift that massive barbell in competition.